Hello everyone, my name's Anthony Cummins and welcome to this video. Right, we are going to talk today about what was it like to be a ninja. Now I've done this video in support of this book, which is The Secret Traditions of the Shinobi, which has 3 with a smaller one included, so makes it 4 overall ninja scrolls translated into English. So if you're interested in that, you're interested in what the ninja do, in here. But for today, what I want to talk to you about is one version, just one version of what it was like to be a ninja. Now, this version is the one where you as an operative, as a ninja, probably part of the samurai class, are hired and you stay in your own province, and then when times require you are sent off onto different missions. So let's have a look. How would it work? Now there are multiple ways you can serve as a ninja, but this way is where you have pledged your services to a lord and you live somewhere else, maybe on the outskirts of a village, maybe inside enemy territory, maybe inside your own village. There are different situations, but the key point here is that you just do whatever you want every day, i.e. you don't have a job to go to, you don't have to get up and be a castle guard, you don't have to get up and train people. Your job is to be a standby agent. Of course you have to train yourself, but you don't have any responsibilities outside of waiting for that activation code, if you want. So no matter where you are, whether you're within the enemy territory, whether you're within your own domain, you're just basically on your own. And you are going to, let's say you've got a lovely Japanese house, a standard house. It's not mega rich, but it's not poor. Inside your room you've got your armour in the corner, it's stacked up, maybe your father owned it, you've got maybe a hereditary sword, or maybe you've bought a new sword, you've got your spear on the wall, you've got a wife, you've got children, maybe you've got extended family like uncles and grandparents around. But on the whole, you're leading a retainer life. You're sat there. Now, probably, according to the Bansen Shukai, shinobi are meant to keep star maps on the wall. So that's so you can get absolutely down with what the night sky is like. So when you're on a ninja mission at night, you can pretty much map where you are by the stars. So in your house, you're going to maybe have some secret scrolls that, where you train and study in your own style. You're going to have your samurai equipment like armour up against the wall, and of course maybe you're interested in the tea ceremony, or maybe they're interested in something else, so you have your interests anyway. You've got your top knot, you've possibly depending on what document you read, you might have a full head of hair, not the chonmage, and you may have a full beard, because it's more in Nato Ryu this, but it talks about how you keep a full head of hair and a full beard, so that if needs come, you can actually quickly transform your appearance very quickly by shaving in a different way, by moving your hairline in a different way. So you're probably growing out your hair, waiting. And of course you're training, so every day you'll be learning about poisons, explosive psychology, you'll be doing combat training, you'll get ready. But then something, a messenger arrives, and, knock at the gate, your probably hired servant who looks after the gate at night, he might let somebody in. Now remember, the Shoninki says you can tell other shinobi by the torch they bear. So either the messenger will have a seal, which will show the Lord's seal, or if he doesn't want the seal on it, it might have like a certain, like the torch, they say, they'll know each other by the way they construct torches. There's secret signals to say they're from the correct place. And it'd be a case that the messengers come in, you'll get rid of the servants, get rid of your wife, your children, and you'll be given your orders. These may be written down, they most likely will be orally transmitted, because nobody wants to leave evidence behind of a ninja mission, or as little as possible. So you'll get your kit ready, you'll host the messenger may leave then or may stay the night. You'll get your kit ready, it will be travelling kit, it should have nothing on it, as in no heraldry, no identification markers. You might want to take up a disguise, you might not. Depends what the mission is. Your mission might be to spread propaganda, it may be to kill someone, it may be to burn something down, it may be that you have to infiltrate an army that's on the move, or you have to do some reconnaissance mission. It doesn't matter what it is. The point here is that nobody knows you are working for the Lord. As far as they're concerned, you may be working for the Lord, but it might be in another function, like your a horse messenger or a spear trainer. You may have a false identity. So for example, you might teach spear combat 3 or 4 times a week, and that's what you do for the Lord. Remember, the samurai could have lots of leisure time, depending on the situation, but the point is nobody, this is called in Chikamatsu, which is Iga and Koka Ninjutsu, they have something called In no Shinobi, means nobody knows what you do as a job. And that's opposite to Yo no Shinobi, which we'll do for another video. So you're there, nobody knows who you are, you're saying goodbye, you'll say, oh, I'm going to see my family now, I'm going back to my province, or I've got to go, do something, I'm going sightseeing, I'm going to see an onsen or a famous temple, and you get dressed for pilgrimage. Then you go out there, you've got to cross through gates, checkposts, you've got to get past bandits, at night time you might have to, you've got the map of the road, but you think, right, I've been seen going down this road, I need to now swap, so you cross over the mountains and you check the stars, you're like, yeah, and yeah, of course you can feel the wind on your face, you're not sure about in the dark, the bamboo, there's some poisonous snakes there. In the distance you can hear a dog barking round a village, and you're like, okay, I can hear a dog barking there. I know ninjas study the distance that sound travels at night, so you're like, that's probably 2 miles, or that's probably half a mile, or whatever the distance is. And then they'll be like, okay, I need to avoid that, I can hear the sound from that direction, so I need to go this way because I need to avoid all villages. So then if you go past the next one, you hear sound from this direction, you're like, okay, I need to go this way because I avoid that village. And then maybe you get a bit lost, you're like looking at the water's edge, you check which goes downhill, so you're like, that goes to the sea, that's from the mountain, I need to head more towards the coast, so I pick that way now because I need to go more towards the coast. I recheck my stealth with the stars. Then you get to the place where you need to be. It might be the residence of a general, or it might be someone who's betrayed you and gone to the other side with information. You might be sent to kill them. It may be that you just need reconnaissance, there's an army on the march there, so you see, for example, these war periods, you see in the distance there's an orange light glowing, you're like, okay, the battle camp is ahead. You might see another orange light on the top near a mountain, you're like, they've sent fire beacons are lit, so you're like, think of Lord of the Rings here, when the beacons go off, their mountains are too high, by the way, but that type of thing where you're like watching the beacons, maybe you're watching signals between each other. You're like, okay, you can hear conch shells, and you're like, that's not a normal ritual prayer, that's actually a coded message. Okay, shinobi are acting here. So you approach the enemy camp and you're like, okay, info on this, info on that. Or maybe you approach the target's house and you're listening and you're watching, and you spend a few days waiting. And one of the ninja stories it tells us about is that somebody came out for a bath every night into like a natural onsen, so you can wait for them near the bath. They get in the bath, they're relaxing, you pull their hair back and you slit their throat, then you hide in the water and you wait, everybody's looking for you, but you've scouted out a good hiding place. Then of course, if you've made your kill and you've got to get back, or you've got the information you wanted, or you've moved, you've passed another message on to somebody else, it might just simply be that you have to pass a message on to a contact in another village, so you are the one, like, not to give it away, you've gone and you've passed it on, because nobody knows you're working for the Lord. And then of course you've got to return home. You might have been away 10 days, 20 days, maybe 30 days. You get back after 30 days and you've got to, before you enter back to your house, you've got to go through the routes you took, what you did, which festivals you attended, which temples you attended, and probably you have to go to that temple previously to know what it looks like, get all the information about the temple, talk about the people you met on the way, give false stories about the people you met on the way, and create a second line of a cover story. And then of course report your intelligence back to your contact, or report that intelligence direct to the Lord if you have that sort of access. Now that would what it would be like to be a ninja in that situation. The other situations, which I'll do in future videos, are basically when you're Yo no Shinobi, so you're openly hired as a shinobi, and the other one is a shinobi in a battle camp. That's for definite. So I'll leave you with that, guys. Don't forget, if you're interested in ninjutsu, I've got plenty of ninja books out, translations of real medieval manuals, and we're talking about the secret traditions of the shinobi for this one. And that has got some really old ninja stuff in fact some of the oldest ninja information in the world. Right, my name's Anthony Cummins. Of course, subscribe if you want more of this type of stuff, and I look forward to your comments, guys.